Greetings, my people, and welcome to this week's episode of Vinyl Douche ASMR. And happy 4th of July weekend, folks. Yes, we are at the point we are celebrating America's 250th birthday, and in lieu of that celebration, we are doing Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. This album was released on June 4th, 1984, which was almost a month before July 4th. So pretty close to America's birthday. Great marketing. Speaking of marketing, this thing did gangbusters. Fantastic. Top charts in the United States, around the world. Had several singles, about 7 of them, that were released. And ended up being, one of the best-selling albums of all time, especially for Bruce Springsteen. It was released on Columbia, and the final sort of recordings of it were at the Power Station and the Hit Factory in New York City. Now, if you saw the Bruce Springsteen movie, which was called Deliver Me From Nowhere, starring Jeremy Allen White, who I thought did a fantastic job. If you saw that movie, you know that this album, a lot of the songs from this album, that were supposed to be for this album, ended up becoming Nebraska, and vice versa. Like I said, I think Jeremy Allen White did a fantastic job in this role. Jeremy Strong was in it. He was playing John Landau, who was also the producer of this album. And Springsteen is also credited as producer, and so is Chuck Plotkin and Steve Van Zandt, who is E Street Band member, and that is Bruce Springsteen's band. Chuck might be one too, but I don't know all of them by heart. But Steven Van Zandt, I know. I've actually met him at my job, and he's a funny dude, and pretty popular. He has a look. He used to be on The Sopranos, and yeah, so he's one of the producers. I actually didn't know that. And he's very good friends with Springsteen. I'm sure everybody in the band is, but I think him and Steve are particularly close. The cover of the album is pretty iconic and really, really reflects the album well. The album hits upon a lot of working class struggles. There's some love songs in here. And what I didn't know, Taxi Driver, and a lot of other films, and he's also a prolific director. His last film was called Oh Canada. I actually didn't see it, didn't hear good things. The Card Counter actually came out before. That was his previous film before Oh Canada, and that one was okay. But he was going to make a movie called Born in the USA, and he asked Bruce to make songs for it, and that movie didn't necessarily go as planned. It wasn't released when it was supposed to, and the movie, it changed, it formed, and it was called, by the time it came out, it was called Light of Day. And Springsteen, he did provide music for that as well, but it didn't line up with the original idea. So the tape that had the title track of Born in the USA and songs that went on this album, songs that became Nebraska, it had like 90 songs on it. So besides the songs that went to Nebraska and songs that went to this album, a lot of those songs never got released. Born in the USA was supposed to be about it's supposed about a Cleveland factory worker who plays guitar in a bar at night. And it was he had a track in there, called Vietnam, that he sort of reworked to become Born USA, which is, was a huge hit. The track itself that's on this, and was, I would say, unfortunately, used for Ronald Reagan's campaign when he ran for president, and I believe they used it in his 1984 run, which was his second term, and it was used incorrectly, because if you listen to the lyrics of Born USA, it's kind of known. Anyone with an ear, can listen to it, and it's not necessarily a celebratory song of life in the United States. It's a very stark, honest depiction of it, but it's definitely not celebratory, and that's the way Reagan used it, and he used it to brainwash people into a second term. He was a horrible president. He's a president that used patriotism to get into office, and really just made lives for normal Americans harder, while making lives for richer Americans a lot easier, which definitely, Trump plays on Reagan's, he uses Reagan's he even Make America Great Again was actually used by Reagan before Trump. So, Trump basically stole all his ideas from Reagan. It's a terrible place to get your ideas from. So, the E Street Band consists of several members. So, let's get into that now. Let me pull up the names of these gentlemen. Alright, the E Street Band consists of Roy Bittan. He rocks a synthesizer, piano, and does backup vocals. Clarence Clemons, he's on the sax, percussion, backing vocals. Danny Federici, he is on the Hammond organ, the glockenspiel, and the piano. And Gary Talent, he plays bass guitar and he does backing vocals. Steven Van Zandt, he's on acoustic guitar, mandolin, and harmonizing vocals. And Max Weinberg, drums and backing vocals. That's right, I forgot Max Weinberg. Max Weinberg was the drummer of the E Street Band and the drummer on the, God, I'm blanking on the name of Conan O'Brien show. Late Night? Yeah, Late Night. It was Late Night. Not the Tonight Show. It was Late Night with Conan O'Brien. So yeah, Max, had a second life there. There are also tons of videos. Well, not tons. Born USA was a video. Dance in the Dark had a video, and my personal favorite is I'm on Fire. That all those had videos directed by great directors. Matter of fact, let's see if we can go into that just a smidge. I don't want to go that deep into the videos, but John Sayles directed the video for Born USA, I'm on Fire, and Glory Days. Oh, did them all. So yeah, John Sayles. Let's see, what did John Sayles direct? I know the name. Let's see. 8 Men Out. I remember 8 Men Out. It's a baseball movie. Secret of Rome rings a bell. He also directed something called The Brother from Another Planet. That doesn't sound good. And yeah, I'm on Fire won the best male vocals, or best male video at the MTV Music Awards that year. Now, this Born USA was inducted into the 2012 Grammy Hall of Fame, but I don't think it won any Grammys actually. Kind of strange, because it was a powerhouse of an album. The album reminds me of, the 80s growing up as a kid. Dancing in the Dark and Born USA were just, staples. Huge radio classics of the time. Now, the cover was shot by renowned photographer Annie Leibovitz. I think even back then you had to be pretty big to get her working on your stuff. So, and she shot one of the most iconic record albums of all time. And Rolling Stone ranks the entire album pretty high on the greatest albums of all time lists. I think it was 15. Let's see, hold on. You guys, right now. Yeah, let me see. No, alright, guess I'm blanking on the ranking, but clearly one of the best received albums of Bruce Springsteen's career. Alright, let's take a look inside. Now, I know, sounded maybe a little bit down on America, the U.S. rather. I'm not. I love this country. But because I love this country, I know how fucked up it can be sometimes. Most of the time. If you love something, you don't ignore its flaws. And, sorry to say, our country has a lot of flaws in its history and its current. Alright, someone really liked Born in the USA. As you can see. Mixer was Bob Claremountain, and it was recorded by Toby Scott. So I guess Andrea Klein was the art director and design of the entire album cover, but it's Annie Leibovitz who did took the shot. And all these photographs were taken by Leibovitz. And thanks to Paul Schrader. And this is everybody who worked on the album. So that's including E Street Band. Yeah. Most people I just mentioned. And here's a E Street Band picture. I remember Clarence playing sax in that Dance in the Dark video, which, if I remember correctly, had Courtney Cox in it. From Friends and Scream. Alright, so let's start the track listings. Alright, number 1 is Born in the USA. Number 2 is Cover Me. Number 3 is Darlington Country. Number 4 is Working on the Highway. Number 5 is Downward Train. Number 6 is I'm on Fire. Side 2 is No Surrender, followed by Bobby Jean. Number 3 is I'm Going Down. Number 4 is Glory Days. Number 5 is Dancing in the Dark. And number 6 is My Hometown. I forgot Glory Days. Huge song. Which I don't know if it had a video. Did it? Let's see. I don't think it did. I mean, it must have. Let's look it up. To go straight to YouTube. So you get some typing in ASMR too. Alright. So, yeah. Let's get this wrapped up. My only video I remember from this album, I remember Dancing in the Dark and I'm on Fire. Don't remember the video for Born USA or for Glory Days. Look here. Alright, some more shots of by Leibowitz. Got the liner notes, the songs, the lyrics. Alright. Alright, 1984's Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. Everybody have a great 4th of July. Please don't blow your hands off. And I'll see you next week. Bye.